Well, once again, it's time, my friends, for another meet and greet. We're Southern Fried and nationwide, so hang on to your seat. Look around, here's what I found. I guess you'll never know what you'll see on the Southern Fried Podcast Show. Yeehaw!
Every day in America, suicides among the American military number at least 22 per day. This is far too many, but this number is a baseline. It is probably far greater, sadly. In conjunction with the movie The Keeper, which highlights a veteran who is suffering from PTSD and is contemplating ending his life, but decides not to do so and gets better. We want to help people remember and have in front of them the information that they need to highlight this tragedy and to hopefully reach out and help someone who is struggling in the same way as some of those were on the name tapes that our character carried throughout the movie The Keeper. So for 22 days, the Southern Fried Podcast is going to keep a sad number. We're going to keep a running tally using the baseline number 22, starting on September 2nd. And each day that we're on the air, we'll give the updated numbers. We want to highlight this not to promote a number, but to make a difference. There may be someone you know you need to reach out to, listen to, get the information to them. There's not a one-size-fits-all, but we need to let our veterans know that we care, we want to help, and that there's resources for them. The Southern Fried Podcast is committed to do their part to bring this number down. 1 is too many. 22 is an atrocity. Good morning.
Good morning to all you beautiful people out there in the Cornbread Nation, and welcome to the Southern Fried Podcast.
It's Friday. Yay! All right, you made it.
Yes, we made it.
You still got to get through the Friday to actually be at the weekend, but you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. And if that light's coming towards you, you might better move out of the way because you're going the wrong direction.
Yeah, you don't want to go back up to Monday again. If that train's coming down the tunnel at you, you're going to be knocked back to Monday. You don't want to start that over again.
Have you ever turned down a one-way road, Rob? And it doesn't take you long to figure out you are the dummy going the wrong way.
And the initial reaction is to call the other person dummy. What's that dummy doing?
What are y'all doing?
Oops.
Jeremy. I said Jeremy. He don't like to have to. He's nervous anyway when he gets. He don't like going in the city. He's a country boy, but he likes suburban and all that. But he went to Chattanooga and he got turned around, and it's easy to do. I mean, I think everybody's gotten turned around in a city. I mean, anyway, he went down the wrong way road, or he went down the road the wrong way. The cop pulled him over and just laid into him. Are you stupid or something? Don't you know you're just going the wrong way? There was nobody coming, but he saw it. And Jeremy, it messed him up so bad. Like so bad. He was going to pick up a friend. They would go to lunch and stuff. They worked together. And it messed him up so bad. He pulled over and we had to go like rescue him. It's like he was afraid to move. He was the guy just screamed at him. He talked down to him. Of course he got the ticket, but the guy it was unprofessional. And it just tore him up. And we went down there and got him. And it was a long time. He still doesn't like to do it, but it was a long time before. He was young. He was a young driver. But it was a long time before he went back in the city. He just wouldn't do it. He said, I might run into that cop. I don't want to talk to him again. But, at some point you just say, officer, let's go ahead and give me the ticket.
Yeah.
I don't need to hear all the extra stuff. Okay, I messed up, but I get off your soapbox and go ahead and give me the ticket. I mean, what are you having a bad day or something?
Oh,
I mean, you got to feel real big to be screaming at some guy that's just sitting there like, I'm sorry, I've seen that in
people
Atlanta
are like
too.
that though.
They are
Some
like
people,
they take advantage of the situation and they like just chewing you out.
yeah,
At some point, and I've said that before. I'm like, could you just go ahead and give me the ticket? I mean, no, I'm getting it anyway. I mean,
yeah.
honestly, I'm just tired of getting, I'm just tired of. I mean, it's got things to do. You got things to do. Just give me the ticket. Let me go on. And of course, that
I
makes
had
them
to
mad.
ask, before I asked him out, I had to ask, are you going to write me a warning or a ticket while he's there chewing on you? And if he says a ticket, then it's just look at him and say, well, hurry up. If it's a warning, then you can say, okay, well, I'll listen to you a little bit longer then.
I
But you
mean,
have to ask.
yeah, you want to know. I mean, he might just be yelling and he gives you a warning. Well, that's okay. I still didn't like it, but I got out of the ticket.
Yeah.
So
It'll make you feel better about it, getting yelled
yeah,
at.
real quick, folks. We got two shout outs to do. One is sad. One is cool. We recognize it. We're in our 12th day of the 22 days of recognizing uh, American military veterans who have committed suicide. Baseline number 22 a day. You see the number at the bottom of the screen. It just adds up so quickly. Shout out to George Eshelman out there on the AT, taking the name tags down the trail again. Rob, there's something moving about that to see him in action, action again on the trail. He goes everywhere with them, and he just it's really hard to explain, but all those guys and gals are with him. That's he
Yeah.
talks to them. That's the way he talks to them out on the trail. He'll say something like, "Yeah, they need a little rest, so I've stopped and got water and set them down for a minute. Then we'll get going again. It's moving, man. But just go to his Facebook, George Eshelman, and
Yeah.
he posts some really cool stuff. So he's a survivor. So Rob has got a third, I think you said, American Legion post you're going to be speaking at soon.
Also, we're looking to go down to a new one here close to Bainbridge. So
Good
we're still
deal.
on that.
Oh, and
And
real quick before we do shout out, your boots on the ground down there. We've got an interview today with folks trying to stop the monkey business down there in Bainbridge, and we will get that posted up as soon as we can.
yeah,
We're glad to be able to talk to them.
we're scheduled to record that this evening, and as soon as we get it recorded, we'll put it up. Most of the stuff that we do on the show, we do live, but I don't like to do interviews on stuff like that live because somebody may make a misspeak or something like that, and I won't be able to.
Yeah.
It's still going to go as we record it.
Yeah,
So,
and it's going to go up as soon as this one needs to get out really quick. So we'll put that baby right up. So I'll be looking for it. That'll come out tonight if all things go well. We get the interview in. Appreciate Rob reaching out. We've both been talking to these groups, but he's boots on the ground.
yeah. And another announcement: Animal Rescue Alliance is going to be having a silent auction for a fundraising event, and contact them for any donations you might want to give. I'm going to cut a commercial on that today.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of something that we could do from the podcast in that, if it's just a door prize or something. Or good morning, there,
Good morning,
Tarman.
Why don't we do a T-shirt?
We can. We'd have to get it in. When is the thing? When is the? Well, we'll look at that. We'll look at that. But
you ask me wins and stuff this early in the morning.
I know. I knew that when I said that. That was a mistake. Yeah, Tarman, you could feel free to come up. I'll get you an invite sent. You're more than welcome up on stage with us, Rob. While I'm doing that, you've got a shout out to do.
I do. And we're going to do, I got to get everything set up here. I'm sorry. I'm looking at it this way, and I need to be looking at it that way. We're going to do a shout out this morning to a very special town over in Texas. Name of this town is Oatmeal.
Love it.
Oatmeal, Texas. That is the water tower. It's shaped like a box of instant oatmeal. Got a massive population of 20.
Wow.
It once got taken off the map and they put it back on. That is a cheese press. One of the first cheese presses in the country, but have one of the first orchards in the country. It's located right in the dead center of Texas almost.
I like it.
So a whole rounding population of 20 people. Every year they have the National Oatmeal Festival. Oatmeal, Texas. Gotta love it. Population 20. Salute.
Salute. Absolutely.
Was that
Oatmeal.
Our first Texas?
That is our first Texas. We're making our way around the country. We've done several states so far. Shout out to all those fine folks at Oatmeal. The link is sent there, brother man. I think you saw that. Yeah, but Braves didn't play last night. Of course, they blew it. They've got a series with the Dodgers. This will be the end of the road for the Braves. They're going to put them out of their misery, unfortunately. I'd love to see it, but the Dodgers are hot, man. They're loaded. Ohtani, man. But I am going to get to see the last game against the Royals, the very, very last game. Unless something crazy happens, they're not going to be in the playoffs. I'm telling you, man, this series is going to kill them. Dodgers are stroking, but there was a football game last night.
Come back now and sweep them.
Well, I would love to see it. Hey, I started to say there was a football game last night, but I think it was abuse. I mean, Buffalo just walked the dog over Miami. Tua, another concussion, unfortunately. Dolphins did not look good in this game. He had interceptions, and Buffalo looks good. Buffalo looks like one of the elites. They look like they're ready to take the next step. Watch out, Dallas.
Watch out. Wait a minute. That's my quarterback. Buffalo, ain't it?
Yeah, it is. Josh Allen. Yeah. So they were moving on. There was a couple of college games last night. I didn't get a chance to view them. I was on podcasts, but there was a semi kind of an upset last night, I think. It was a huge score. What was that? It was like a record set for scoring. Oh, man, I got to find that. I mean, this is like, I forget it was a crazy, crazy score. Oh, man, I got to find that. I mean, we're talking like 80-something points or something. It was crazy. And it's small schools. I'll have to find that. But I just saw a little snippet of it. You know how them snippets go.
Yeah.
And James Cook had a great game last night. Yeah. Yeah. Third concussion for Tua. Bad. Deshaun Watson's got more legal trouble going on for Cleveland. It's going to be the greatest meltdown ever for a career. South Alabama had an 87-point game. South Alabama, they beat Northwestern State 87-10. Wow. And Arizona State beat Texas State 31-28. That was your highlights last night in college football. The weather, Rob, we both lost power yesterday from the wind.
Yeah. Mom put me plumb in panic mode, dude.
Yeah, he sounded a little girlish. No shout out to the girls. Hey, we got a power line down around here. We got electricity working everywhere.
Look. Y'all got to understand. Robert not afraid of fire. Robert does not like electricity. Okay? Robert went out to the herd, was sitting there minding his own business. Not bothering nobody. And all of a sudden I heard pow. And I was like, what the heck was that? And I go and look out the door, and the power lines are down. They're arcing off each other. They're smoking and fire going everywhere. Close to the house. And I was like, 911. Hey, we got a problem.
So you can watch a gator go down the dry creek bed, no problem. Two power lines snapping at each other. he's in panic mode.
Well, you can't put a water hose on that. How are you supposed to put it out? Now you got live wires laid around. I ain't good for
No,
that.
that was part of it. Part of it was he knew his wife be coming home and she's expecting power. Like, come on, guys, you gotta get out of here, man. Wife's gonna be coming home. Gotta have some power.
That's
No,
right.
it's a serious deal. Then before I can get home, my wife goes, "We have no power." I'm like, come on, man. We get home. I'm only there like 20 minutes. It comes up. I'm like, great. Yeah, we start some clothes, start some pork chops. 20 minutes in, power out again. I'm like, come on. And the power company said it was wind, due to wind.
Yeah.
But we got it back. We got our chops in, got the clothes done. Everything was good. So, but yeah, I'm sure we didn't have the wind here that you had, but we had some pretty good sustained winds, Rob. It was,
You may have had more than I had. It wasn't that it was that bad yesterday, wind wise. It's just steady and constant. So
yeah, it was, I mean, it was different. I don't know what it gusted to, but you know, you always got limbs ready to come down. I had a friend that worked for the city of Lookout Mountain, and they picked up brush twice a week. And he said, man, he said, I like my job, but I get so tired of picking up all these tree limbs that we have to go out and pick up and people put out the road and everything that's fell down. He said, you would think there wasn't that many trees on top of the mountain. He said, but it's endless. We can't stay ahead of it. You know, tree branches are coming down constantly.
Well, the weather down here today, we've got about a 70% chance off and on today. It looks like y'all might get some rain up there.
Yeah, I think we're due for some rain, and maybe even all the way into through the weekend. I don't remember what I saw, but yeah, we've got some chances. We got some chances every day, yeah, till Tuesday. So
Yeah,
looks like a rainy weekend up here.
It looks
That's
like
okay.
Chances all the way through to next weekend.
Good night to stay in and watch the Dogs Saturday night beat Kentucky.
Yeah,
Can't believe some dog fans are worried about this game. I'm like, look, I'm not a cocky guy when it comes to games, but they didn't look good. It's Kentucky. I know they've played us close up there before, but come on. The machine called the Georgia Bulldogs is going to go in there and annihilate Kentucky. I am not worried about this game. Something happens, I'll eat crow, but I'm not going to be like that. There are games on the schedule that I'm like, well, that's going to be tough. Texas, Alabama, but come on, Kentucky.
You go ahead and put this out there, all you dog fans that are worried about this Kentucky game. Why don't you go ahead and just take that off your mind, because Uncle Rob here's already done told y'all they're going all the way undefeated this year. You go ahead and put that in the bank. Unless Alabama or Texas gets them.
Yeah, you know, and the press is trying to. I don't know where they got this. They're calling it the revenge game for the quarterback that played for us last year, and he decided to leave and go be a starter for Kentucky. What revenge? What did we do? I mean, it's the stupidest the headline I've ever seen. There's no revenge. There's no Cook, not Roll Tide. We're talking about Georgia, buddy. Roll Tide. Who are y'all playing this with? Oh, Wisconsin. Do they say like Nevada? Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Cheese country. Come on, man. Well, I don't know the way the South Florida Bulls run all over y'all Saturday night. Y'all got all of that y'all wanted. I mean, they had enough for you all night long. The new coach, he looked like he was ready to commit Harry Carey right in the middle of the field. I mean, he was looking up those Bama fans. I think he got a little uncomfortable. I think he had to change his britches when they got to the locker room, because I'm telling you, late in that game, they didn't have nothing for him. The Bulls were all over him. Man, he looked like a stranger.
This week, that coach is going to be wearing the brown pants.
Everybody said, "Oh, well, it was our fault. We played down." They gave them no credit. This team had blitzes coming from everywhere. They were all over Milroe. Sorry, Cook. I love you, brother, but you got to love a small school that comes in and plays large and in charge, and they just don't care. They have no fear. They have no pressure. They're playing in Alabama. They come in there and smack you around like that. I got to salute a team like that. I mean, you know what?
Salute.
They may have lost the game, but they didn't lose. That team, and you know, same weekend that Northern Illinois takes it to Notre Dame, a second salute. I love that.
those.
No, there
What
wasn't a whole lot of Roll Tide in that game. I'll say that.
what the Alabama fans up there were saying while they were blitzing them from every angle and every which way possible and just running, just smacking them around. You know what the fans up there were saying, don't you?
What?
You can't do that. You know how many national titles we've got?
Oh yeah. We've got 100 million national titles. Come on. In that game, the Bulls did. By the way, they do the same, symbol as Texas. I bet Bama was hating that because some of their fans were there because they got, when they do play Texas, which beat them the last time they played. That I think that symbol's they got fear in that.
Yeah,
it's the kryptonite to the Roll Tide.
Cook,
let's just say the Bulls.
Fire back, Cook. Come on. We getting on you this morning, but we haven't doing it fun. Come on now.
The Bulls didn't take no bull. I can tell you that.
Dude. They're like, you ain't going to get no bum steer here.
They had Milrosa mixed up. He didn't know what he was doing.
Okay, so I saw a list of things to do before you die yesterday, and I've got to share a couple of them with you. Some of them wasn't that good, and some of them were outstanding, and I think I'm going to have to do before I die. One of them was run into a crowded store and yell out, "What year is it?" And when someone answers, you scream, "It worked!" and run out the door yipping and hollering and just see what people say.
They'll say meth is a heck of a drug. That's what they say.
Or get a shirt with life written across the front of it. And stand on any street corner and just start handing out lemons. When life hands you lemons, I want to do it. But the most amazing one on this list that I definitely am going to do eventually is to make some vanilla pudding. Okay? Get an empty mayonnaise jar, fill it up with the vanilla pudding, and eat it in public.
Okay.
And people think you're standing out there eating mayonnaise out of the.
See what kind of I'd throw up. I don't even like mayonnaise. Oh,
you like vanilla pudding?
Yeah, but just the thought of it would make me sick. Yuck.
I could do it.
I think you should go to Dothan, Alabama, and wear like a banner that you hang over your shoulders, a little bit like the Barrel Man, and just stand on the street corner. I hate Alabama.
Football.
just I hate Alabama. Let's just see how long that lasted.
No, it probably lasted about as long over there. Somebody doing something like that as somebody from Alabama coming over here wearing a I hate Georgia barrel. Wouldn't be good.
It's an experiment in human nature.
But they come up, why are you wearing that? Lost to bed.
If you said Alabama football down there, they'd probably cheer you. I think down as Dothan, Auburn country. I don't know. Maybe it's Bama. I don't know. You're closer to that part of
Auburn country is.
Yeah.
I don't even know where that would be.
It's the plains. I mean,
I think Auburn country is probably over in Albany, Georgia. I don't know.
Columbus.
Maybe. I don't even want to think about it. You're ruining my vibe on Friday talking about Auburn country. Oh, man, quit. That's like, where Tennessee country is. You go up out of the North Georgia, and you know where Florida country is. You know where Bama country is. But where's Auburn?
Here's a question. Here's a question for you. When you go into a convenience store down there in South Georgia,
yeah,
what kind of hats are for sale? Do you see just Georgia, or is there other hats available?
Much as it kind of just rolls my stomach a little bit to say it, they have a lot of FSU stuff usually.
That means they're selling them. I mean, it's making them money.
Cook still going Roll Tide.
Okay, Cook. Okay, Cook, we're cheering you this morning. One time, roll Tide.
Roll
I
on.
love you. I love you.
Sorry,
We're
Chris.
fired. We're fired up this morning. We're dogs and we're fired up.
That's right. Oh, man, my jowl's going and everything on that one. That was a good one. Oh, Lord have mercy. But anyway, yeah, FSU, Georgia. We don't have any Tennessee stuff down here. Thank goodness. That is the worst.
I bet there's some Auburn stuff. I bet you see
I
that
may have
sometimes.
seen some Auburn stuff. I don't know. We have more high school teams down here than they list on than they do for Auburn.
Maybe a little Valdosta State.
If you go to Valdosta, you'll find Valdosta State.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that was a school of the great Jesse Tuggle, the Hammer for the Atlanta Falcons. I think I'm right on that. I hope I'm right.
I don't know. Yeah. Okay.
I don't have a Friday roll going yet. Just ain't happening.
Why don't you have a Friday roll going? Look, mornings are my worst time of the day, but I'm here, and my eyes are open, kind of, and I'm rolling. You got to roll, tired man, roll. You got this. Roll on, come. What is it? Roll on, 18-wheeler, roll on by Alabama. Yeah, roll on. Come on, Bubba, fire it up. Everybody out there, let's get it fired up. It's going to be a great day. It's Friday.
I bet Tarman would have been a good big rig driver. Among the many jobs he did, I bet he could have done that and done it well. He has that kind of look.
Yeah.
Man's man, rugged, driving down the road. Oh, yeah. Well,
well, air them suckers up, dude. Air them up.
Oh, I feel like that sometimes, or at least one of them's a little,
Well,
balance.
Trying to get flat, it's just on one side. The rest of the tire's fine. Drives a little funny, but it'll get you there.
Robert's tires are bald.
That wasn't very nice. That wasn't nice at all. I've been being nice to you this morning. Oh, and you had to throw that out there, making fun of my bald head, talking about my bald tires.
No, I was talking about your tires, man. Come on.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I believe it. They're not very nice.
Sidewalls are That's really bad. That's worse than a flat tire because that means that tire's no good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wouldn't you like to be a tire man? He was a tire man. Would you like to be a tire man? And somebody limps into the store, and there's like a hole big enough that you could put a softball through in the side of the tire, and somebody's going to come in and go, "Can it be fixed? Can you plug that?" There's always that person. Hope against hope. Can you plug that?
I would ask him to see the answer. That's like, and I think I've talked about it on here before. That's like when Jenny went up to we went to get oil changed, and they said, "Do you want us to change your brake fluid?" No, leave it alone.
They're like every 3,000 miles, you got to change the brake.
Check the turn signal fluid while you're at it.
You ever? I'm sure you drove a car before where the master cylinder was going down. You had to pump the brakes to stop. Every Southern guy has done that.
That's a Southern tradition, right there.
It is a Southern tradition. If you're going downhill, it's an adventure. You're pumping that thing. Come on, baby.
You can do it. You can do it. Please do it.
I never have went to the level of using my emergency brake to stop, but I know some old boys who's done that. I'm like, that's crazy. Don't do it, man. Go ahead and get it fixed. Is Chuck Norris doing a sneak attack on you there?
No, I was hiding my head in shame.
Oh, you've done that?
Yes.
That's crazy right there, man. I mean, because The emergency brake has like it's either off or on, so that
Yeah.
you can't hardly. I mean, it's just locking down at some point.
I'll tell you the most fun time that I found to use the emergency brake. I had an old Ford Escort station wagon, and it was up there, and it snowed, and everybody else was having trouble, you know. Guess what? That little Ford Escort station wagon was a front wheel drive, and I'd get out there and go. But the only way I could really turn was I could start the turn with the wheel, then hit the emergency brake, and it would kind of slide on around and point that way, let the emergency brake down, and just take off straight.
Oh yeah, no, that's just cold right there.
Uh,
Silly got it freeze to a beetle.
that was the big joke. I thought you like did it, and I was going to be like,
No,
well,
no, no. I was like, oh, I bet there's people who have.
I bet there are too. I wonder where they poured it in.
You know, Cook once, and I don't remember the full story, but I know he fell asleep driving one night. It's a miracle of God, but I think he went through several intersections of red light, and by the grace of God, didn't hit nobody. I think he centered a telephone pole or something. I mean, he was out. Can you imagine? Big Cook, right? What was that? Did the guy just blow through the light? How did the car stay in the road? I mean, eventually it didn't, but I think he'd been going, pretty hard and just wore out.
Look,
What?
I still think we need to get Cook a gorilla suit.
We found Bigfoot.
Yeah. I guarantee you Cook could wear it. At least till he got hot. You could wear it around in the wintertime, say you're a Yeti. You keep going around without a shirt on, though. You know what we're going to call him? The Chupacabra Dave.
Yeah.
Cabra.
I don't know. He might not appreciate being called a Mexican bloodsucker or goat sucker, whatever you said. Goat sucker.
Hey, man's hungry. Gotta eat.
We woke him up.
Come on, Cook. You can be a Yeti. It'd be great. Be just like the cooler in the cup. Be a Yeti. Yeah, you got this. They go to handcuff you. You go.
I tell you, if we had him like that, and we said it was Bigfoot, then we had like a stand, and we put pictures with Bigfoot, $5, or kiss Bigfoot for 10 or so. We could make some money. There's a bunch of nuts that would come up.
Yeah.
A chihuahua.
Get around in the gorilla suit. Yeah. Oh, I got something better than the pictures, dude. Cook, you might go for this. I'm telling you. Bigfoot kissing booth. Kiss Bigfoot for $5.
I tell you, man, would that be a killer idea?
That would be. A Bigfoot kissing booth. Dude, you'd have the guys lined up for miles.
Oh, man.
They wouldn't be able to see that it was a man in there, Cook, because, you'd have the gorilla suit on. They'd do it.
Well, we better play an ARA commercial there, Rob. We got to give our shout out to ARA this morning.
All right, fine. I'll run a commercial. I was having fun picking on Cook, but Cook.
I know.
We'll run a
commercial.
we
got to support our brethren down there,
yes,
brothers and sisters at ARA.
And this is a wonderful place. So, without further ado, I didn't see what was said there, but I'll catch it in a minute.
That's a pretty good comeback, man.
That's a pretty good comeback. If we ever do find Bigfoot, we're going to take them to this place.
Here at the Southern Fried Podcast, one of the blessed things we've been able to do is partner with the wonderful people at Animal Rescue Alliance, Inc., ARA. These folks are a no-kill shelter in Donaldsonville, Georgia. You see the contact info on the screen. And these folks would love to have you come adopt a dog or a cat. They have folks that come from all over the United States, not just the state of Georgia. They're great folks. It's been a wonderful partnership between Southern Fried Podcast and ARA. And we've been blessed to meet some of the folks that have adopted animals from ARA. Also, we've been able to encourage people to donate and volunteer. They encourage volunteers that are in the area, and they're just wonderful people. We'd love for you to contact them, meet them too, go on their website, see some of the animals, and we know you'll want to partner with them too by taking a dog or a cat to their forever home. Join with us, the Southern Fried Podcast, in support of this great work of the Animal Rescue Alliance, Inc., ARA. We know you'll be happy you did. I know we are. Oh, yeah. Rob has not made it back yet, but we are back. We're not Gary Mack, but we are back. So, yeah. So, they have to kiss the big foot. Oh, man. But yeah, I hear him. Oh, we'll get him off there. He's down there somewhere, getting with the cats. But it's good to be. Could you imagine the Bigfoot Detective Agency? Let's show this. Bigfoot Detective Agency has been walking around for years and can't be seen much. He can sneak up on someone investigating. Yes. Oh, yes. I love it. Cook could pull that off. I'm telling you, Cook could pull that off. He he's done a lot of stuff in his life. He's a pretty amazing fella. And there's no telling. Cook used to do this thing where he would get on in the car with people, and they'd just take off across the country and they wouldn't have any money. And I'm thinking, I could never do that. I could never just do that. I have, it goes against every grain of my being. I have to plan things. And I just could not get in a car without having some way to do that. But you and Simbala used to do that, didn't you, Cook? Y'all went to Maryland one time, and I think y'all had $20 to start the journey, and they made it. I mean, there's a little story to that. It's pretty amazing that they could do something like that. Just crazy. So, yeah, I can't do stuff like that. I can't get in a car and travel like that unless I've got a plan. What about you, Tarman? Yeah, you did that. I know, Cook. You told me that y'all did. I mean, y'all was probably 40 years ago, but I remember y'all did that. And I think y'all's reasoning for going was that you decided you wanted some seafood or something up there off on the coast or something. I think that was the whole intent for the journey, wasn't it? That you was going to get seafood. I don't even know if I knew you. I think I didn't know him, but I think that's what y'all were doing was y'all were just going to get seafood. And I have known of people that didn't do it on $20, but I do know people that have went south all the way to like Miami or something for eat at some restaurant and would travel for hours just to go eat and then turn around and come back. I've never done that either. It's got to be within 35, 40 minutes max for me to go just for a meal and then turn around. But I know people that's done that. They jump on their motorcycles even and they would go, hundreds of miles. So the cheesesteak was amazing. And that was in Maryland. Was that where y'all went? I think that's where y'all went. I remember y'all telling me that story. When you're young, you do crazy stuff, right? When you're young, you just go. You don't even. It's a thought. You do it. You just get in the car and you just go. But yeah, I can't. It just goes against. Yeah, you just go. So I just can't. I have to plan better than that. I'm one of those people. I kind of got it planned down to the dollar figure. Kind of. And I know that then plan in emergency money and stuff like that. So it's really it just goes against my grain. I don't know. Would you do that nowadays, Cook? Would you get in the car and just go without a plan like that? Are you still that brave? I'm not. I can't do it. What about you, Tar Man? You a planner, or you just go on a whim? You just get in the car and you just go. I can't do it. I gotta have a plan. Yeah, I have to have a plan. Well, I wouldn't say for everything, but most things I have to have a plan. Some people that they're just planners like that. Let's see what. Years ago, I'd take off randomly and just start driving, no plans. That's before cell phone. Well, that could even be a little dangerous. I mean, because you don't have no way to contact without knocking on somebody's door if something went wrong or anything. And if I remember right, when y'all did that journey, Rob, he's still ready. I think that y'all had bad tires. They didn't have great tires on the car. I mean, you're talking about taking a gamble. I mean, y'all had no money, a bad tire, and you took off. And he told me y'all went as far as like the gas would go, and y'all were pulled over at a Wendy's or something. And somebody helped you out and gave you some gas money. And that's like hitchhiking, I guess. Like you just put the thumb out and you just go. I can't do that. Let's see. Tarman says, I don't make plans because every time I did, they didn't pan out. Well, and that can happen. And for somebody like me that plans, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. But I pivot pretty well. I come up with plan B. It is crazy. It is crazy, Cook. I don't know how y'all ever did that. I mean, I even when I was young, I guess that was my dad. Dad was always, he would plan out. Mom was a little more just go with the flow. Towerman, I always had stuff to fix my truck. Oh, I did have to walk sometimes. Well, that's true. I mean, if you was a good mechanic, you figured, well, whatever went wrong, I could probably fix or at least patch up to get back to where I was going. So some people that's not an option. But yeah, if you're kind of an old soul like that, and the old cars weren't hard to work on either. You could you carry a few tools. Most of the time it was common stuff. It would be the tire, or you'd have a hose blowout, maybe a fuse, but usually we carried extra fuses. Fuses were still big in cars, but a lot of times that was, it might be to the fuel pump or something like that. As long as you had, or the battery cable or something, there'd always be some little something like that, but you usually carried a little extra stuff like that you could, like I said, you could patch up. But, and there was, if you go back far enough, a lot of people did that. There are no interstates. They just drove down roads. Okay. Had to get to record one time up the Oconee River. Okay. I hope he wasn't on the river. If you were on the river, that was rough. Were you in the river or just by the river? I think I know what you mean there. I'm just having fun. If you were on the river with a car, that's a whole different thing. The record guy'd be like, well, I think this is going to cost a little extra here. Kayakers flying by, rafters. Hey, what's a car doing in the middle of right on the edge? Right on the edge. I get it. Right on the edge. No, that'd be, if you're in the middle of the night, that's tough too. If you don't have a light, you can't see to work on stuff. Sometimes you just have to wait till daytime. I remember I had this van once, and I was I take my wife to work, and I was coming home. I was off that day, and I was coming home. I had a blowout, and this happens too. You need to learn your new cars, and I didn't know how to take the jack and the tire loose. I figured it out in the dark, and I was pulled over at this church daycare, and they were all looking at me like, what is this guy doing? But I figured it out. It was one of those, jacks you have to get down there. It wasn't the best, but I was able to get it and then went and got a new tire because it was just an emergency tire. But I did that in a truck once, and that was this one where the one of the van I had, you just had to loosen it and drop it down, and then put the thing back up to the tire. Some of the trucks, you've got that tool part of the jack system. You got to put in the bumper, the little slot there, and you kind of crank the tire down. That's when I had to get the manual out and read that because I got in there. I couldn't figure out how to do it. It was in a rainy, dark, and cold night, and that was not fun. Not fun at all. But yeah, but cars today, cars today are a little bit more. Um, yeah, Cook, absolutely. It's okay, but yeah. But let's see, we got Tire Man. Drove all day, and then when I started using the headlights, my alternator quit. Oh, not nice. Man was really nice. He had a junkyard and didn't charge me a lot. That used to be my thing years ago. Every car I got, I'd have to put an alternator on it. I'll tell you my alternator story. We did a vacation in 2000. We went down to Florida, stayed a week. We were coming back. I was on the backside of Atlanta. Of course, I'm coming all the way to Chattanooga. And we started having trouble. And my wife was like, or I was thinking, should I get a room in Atlanta? And then I was thinking, man, I got to deal with Atlanta mechanics and all this. I think it's alternator. So I was thinking I got like 2 hours to get home. It's nighttime. My family's tired. I want to get them home. So I prayed a prayer and I said, we're going home. Because my wife said, what are we going to do? I said, we're going home. So we just turned everything off so we could preserve battery power. Rolled down the windows, cut the air off, didn't use anything but the headlights, and we made it. We made it. I got to my, I didn't know they made such a thing. I remember the Vegas, but I didn't know there was such a thing as a Vegas station wagon. I did not know that. Uh-oh. Yeah, that could get you in some trouble. Hey, Rob is back. You okay, brother?
I'm going to be all right. I just had a moment there.
Yeah, I didn't realize what was going on for a second. I was reaching for the phone, then I saw Jen, so we just took you off screen. Sorry.
That's all right.
But we're glad you're back. Rob had a moment there, so y'all pray for him. We're glad to see him loud and proud. I could see folks. I just took him off screen so I could make sure he was okay. So,
yeah, I'm doing along. Thank you, sir.
No problem. No problem.
My beautiful wife is watching.
Yeah. Well, I thought, what's Rob doing on the floor? Then I realized, okay, let's just move this. I was just coming back from the break. So we were prepared. I was looking up the number and then I saw her. So
yeah,
But we're glad you're back.
I'm back. Like I said, they don't last long. They just kind of mess with my head a little bit. And
yeah.
So
I got you, man. So yeah, Tire Man, how long was you broke down? And you didn't have a cell phone? So you're out there. You're 16 years old with a girlfriend. Did you get in some trouble with parents? You already said you was after. I mean, I can imagine. Man, we were broke down by the river, right on the edge.
Love you too, Cook.
Man. Yeah, I wouldn't want to have to share a story like that. Like, well, we broke down. We were up by the river, right by the edge of the river. What were you doing on the edge of the river? I could see a dad. What do you mean you broke down?
What was the? I got to get my brain going now.
You're good.
The actor, he was on Saturday Night Live a lot. He's living in a van down by the river. Oh my gosh! You don't straighten up, you're gonna be living in a van down by the river. I can't get my brain going. I can't think who he is.
I can't think of it. I only watched the very old Saturday Night Live.
He's gone now. He was in Tommy Boy.
Oh, you're talking about Farley,
Yes,
Chris Farley.
yes.
Yeah, I didn't see it a lot when he was on there. I saw clips. I didn't watch it, but
That whole
I think I
little
saw one of those clips though. He was portraying the old man, right? He'd have the
no,
glasses on, or was he
he
playing the
had the
young?
glasses on and stuff,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah. He would be hollering and screaming at the. I think I
yeah,
saw one of those clips.
oh gosh, I laughed till I cried. Talking about living in a van down by the river.
Chris Farley was John Belushi all over again. I mean, it's amazing. I mean,
Yes,
could you imagine if John Belushi hadn't unfortunately, and they both unfortunately,
got
went out
young.
really sadly, young and drugs, and But can you imagine the two of them, even with Belushi being older? Can you imagine the two of them doing a scene together?
Oh my gosh.
We missed something right there. I mean, can you just imagine what those two guys would have been like? Um, this story gets better. No, they were cool. That's nice. I was blessed because in the middle of that area, man just seen me with my hood up and stopped. He told me he was going to the city and would get his record and be back. Well, that was nice. Well,
Yeah.
that's good. They trusted you and it was all cool and everything. Because I'm gonna tell you, some daddies and mamas have the search party out. What do you
Mm.
mean? You broke down by the river. Likely story.
I think I might have used that story a time or two when I was growing up.
Tar Man, I wasn't talking about crime from outside. I think parents were more worried about the boyfriend.
Yeah.
79 or not, brother. Could have been
It was
59.
Oh, that was racy, Dave. I like it. Uh,
Get your mind out of the gutter. I'm talking about a year.
yeah, okay. I got you. I'm with you. I'm
You
with
got
you.
Tar Man.
You got Tire Man laughing now.
Got Tar Man laughing.
Yeah. He's talking about a year, Tire Man.
We know where your minds are at.
Mm.
But yeah. Nowadays all the technology, can you really go on a date without surveillance?
No.
They're
Well,
automatically because they can track the phone. You say, well, you can turn that off. Well, there's ways to still get around that. You could use GPS and stuff, and the car you can track the car now online, how fast it's going, where it's at. I tried to respect girls at first. I noticed he said he tried.
He tried at first.
He
Come on.
tried to be humble. He tried to be respectful.
I was all over and some of the most funny commercials ever. The Trunk Monkey. Have you seen those commercials?
Oh, I've seen several.
I love them. I think we should have them. And the one about the one to keep an eye on the daughter in the car. Have you seen that one?
I
They
think
go out
so.
on the date. Yeah, the girl and the boy go out on a date, and the Trunk Monkey crawls out of the back, sitting there with the shotgun. That was funny. Oh. I didn't date wild girls. I got wild later. Oh, they was trying to keep up with you, Tyrone, man. You're the wild thing. And them girls are just trying to hang out with you and keep up with you. That's why they went wild.
Do you know the difference between I know how you can tell if they're a wild girl or not.
If
The wild girls, well, we're not going there. But come on, man. Rob, they were the wild ones you didn't bring to mama because they would see right through that. You brought the you just had to go there.
PKs your whole life.
Oh,
dude.
I know it, and here I am, and I'm raising a granddaughter. Man, come on, man. I'm the, I'm gonna be bouncing. I'm gonna be bouncing some people. They think that's gonna be the case in this situation. No, sir. No,
It's
sir.
Friday. It's Friday, dude. I had to let
It
that
is
fly.
Friday. I
I
know.
had
I
to let
know.
that one go.
I know.
Oh, look, we start talking about PKs. Our counters are going up. We need to talk about preacher kids more here, Dave. So, what is
I
it about
wouldn't.
preacher kids that makes them so wild?
Well, some would say that they've never been allowed to have fun. That's not true. I mean, I just think that I'll tell you what happens. This is what happens, and this is a problem because it's not all of them, and I promise you, it's not. Um, the problem is the preachers that work so hard to save the world and lose their family. That's the problem. If
Yeah.
if you're it's God family church, and if you do that out of order, you're going to have problems like that. If you put the church ahead of your family, and there's some of them that do it, that's out of balance. You can't do that. You be there for your family. They come before your church, and you do not. You invest in them, and you won't have that. But those that are off saving the world and forget their family, and they're constantly gone. They never take time off, and they just that's where you get a lot of that. That's exactly where you get a lot of that. They need their dad to be involved with them, but they're off helping everybody else, and that's important, sure. But you gotta be there for your family. You cannot have that out of balance. I've seen that too many times. I cannot do it. You have to have your family. It's God first, then family. There's no career, nothing comes before your family. You put your family first.
Amen to that.
Invest into them, love them, and be there for them, and then everything else. It's not that those things are not important. Sure, your career is important because that's how you support your family. Sure, your church is important, or sure, whatever it is. But family before all those things.
Amen.
There's some people got their lives really out of balance. So I'll just say that.
Well, I wasn't insinuating that.
I know that. Well, Tar Man, I just didn't date them. So
Wait a minute.
how did you gauge this? I mean, how did you gauge that they would be that kind of father? Was it their attitude, or how big they were, or both, or they were fire breathers? How dare you come to date my daughter? You look
Well,
like a snot nosed brat.
oh, Tyron, didn't he say he was like 5'4" or something?
5'3", 5'4", somewhere in there. So, I
Yeah.
mean, if it was the Marine dad, maybe he thought, yeah, I'm not going to date them. I get to see the Marine dad. Get down, and give me 20, boy. You want to date my daughter? You got to do some calisthenics.
He said he researched the Christmas.
What do you do, man? You get the biographical sketch on the family. I see dad works here, mom works here. How many brothers and sisters?
Did you
Is
give
there
him
any?
a questionnaire to fill out? There you
Is
go.
there? What, get the arrest? You go to the police, get a police background check on them. Oh man, dad's been in jail a couple of times for beating people up. Scratch. I'm out.
It would be like my brain's still not going right. An application to date, like a job application. What schools have you attended? What jails
Yeah.
has your dad been to? How big an old boy is he? Does he have a 55-gallon drum of whoop butt?
Yeah. Does he have a temper? Is he quick tempered? Does he know how to use a baseball bat? Does he have a trained dog that he can call and put into attack mode?
And if he does, is it in a fenced-in yard?
Oh yeah, that would be bad.
Yeah, because you don't want him to chase you. He gets you cornered up in that car and you ain't got the door shut, you are in trouble.
I'm gonna tell you, in some cases, it's the mama you better be researching. Mama bear.
Oh, I'm sure he researched Mama Bear. Oh, yeah, that's true now. Yeah,
Yeah, they just make a phone call.
yeah.
Where is your boy?
Let me tell you something. He went off with my daughter. Where is your boy at? Ooh, that'd be bad.
That's when they both get in the car and go out looking for him.
Uh-huh. You better keep hope that girl ain't messing up around with my boy. You better hope your boy ain't messing around with my girl. Oh, don't you be all like that. You know my boy's a good boy.
That's why we souped up our cars. Got to get out of town quick. The problem is you'd have to come home. They knew where you lived.
Yeah.
You get Tarman got sent away for a time. Son, we're sorry, but you're going to have to leave. It'd be like the Godfather scene. Well, how long will I have to stay gone? At least a year. Then we'll work on starting to get you back. We'll get a message to the young lady when it's the right time and let her know you're okay. But you got to go tonight. Tonight.
Right.
You got to get out of town. The car is loaded up. We've took out a second mortgage to get all these supplies. You're going to go stay with your Uncle Henry in West Virginia. They don't care up there, but you got to get out of town fast.
Well, you're going to have to go stay with Uncle Jeb.
Oh, man.
No, I'll just stay here and let the man kill me.
Hey, it's 7:01. We got it.
Oh.
I appreciate all you people popping in. We appreciate all the likes and the comments and everything else. Thank you for Cook and
Yes.
Tire Man. We're glad Rob's okay. We'll be back tonight for Front Porch Talking, 8 p.m.
It's going to be
8 p.m.
a wild one tonight.
Yeah, it'll be a wild one. I got a feeling. It's like the energy is kind of going. There's going to be something roll out tonight. I just feel it.
I got to make up for my lost time this morning.
Yeah. You'll 4 on the floor.
No more on the floor.
Yeah. Well, I meant speed.
Yeah, 4 on the floor. Have all 4 on the floor.
I understand, Tire Man. I understand.
All right, y'all have a great and wonderful Friday. Finish this week off with a bang. We're going to give you a salute along with Oatmeal, Texas. Salute, all 20 of you.
Yes. Have a great day. We'll see you tonight. Be looking for the morning devotion. It should be out now. Posted at 6:30. We'll get back on our fundies on Monday. Monday funnies on the way.
Yes. All right. Love y'all. I mean it. See you soon.
Well, once again, it's time, my friends, for another meet and greet. We're Southern Fried and nationwide, so hang on to your seat. Look around, here's what I found. I guess you'll never know what you'll see on the Southern Fried Podcast Show.